All right, is we on? Is we on like Donkey Kong? Da 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 da. Let's check it out. Y'all, what's going on? Welcome to 6 to 6. What's good? Happy Wednesday to y'all, man. Y'all see the title? We getting right into it. Things I hate about the welding field. I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. I'm gonna be straight up and tell you the truth, man. So y'all hang in there. Hopefully y'all having a good Wednesday. My Wednesday's been crazy. Um, it's it's busy, man. But I pretty much what I want to do is I want to tell you guys about the downside. Everything has a catch, right? You used to watch all these videos about welders make a lot of money and they have the best life ever and stuff like that. Everything you do has a catch. It's just the way life works. There is always a con to everything, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be homeless, you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for food. You don't have to pay for housing. Nothing. But you're gonna live under the freeway. There's a con. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be wealthy, you're gonna be able to afford a lot of fun, a lot of nice cars, a lot of nice things. What are the cons? You're gonna be busy all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pick your poison. It's back and forth. Same with welding. What I'm gonna do in this live is I'm gonna break down a few things that I hated about the welding field. Um, I got one. Oh yeah. Also, so if you guys look, the link to the chat is inside the not the bio. I always want to say that the link to the chat is inside. So if you want to ask me a question, you could hit the link and ask me all that stuff. I'm just going to just kind of double check. Yeah, man. So absolutely. Let me check here on the book real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm just trying to make sure there's a few invites that I lost, but that's okay. Whatever. So yeah, man. One of the biggest cons that I can think of for sure is just the level of difficulty. Welding is very difficult. I don't care what y'all see on Instagram or YouTube, any of these platforms, welding is extremely difficult. If you want to make big money, right? I'm not talking about working at a shop or anything like that. Um, it's just hard to learn. What makes it difficult is the experience. Like for example, it's not like when you play sports and you're in high school and then you go to college or whatever, or let's say you go straight to the league and you're 22 years old and you're dunking and jumping and all this stuff because you're so young. Your body can do all these things. Welding isn't like that. Welding is, the older you get, the better you get. It's literally experience, time, and keeping your hood down. It's really tricky when it comes to that. And of course, you will come to a point in time where you're like, you know what, I just can't weld anymore. Whether you're in your, late 60s or something like that. I know some guys who are in their 50s, man, and they can just bang it out, man. Like they are excellent, excellent welders with a crazy level of experience. But it doesn't matter the amount of videos that you watch or how much you practice. If you are under 22 years old, man, you can be good, but you're not gonna be the best. It's just the way it is, man. The only way to get good at welding is you have to keep your hood down and just keep burning rod, keep walking the cup. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way you're gonna get good at it, right? That's a con. Another con is you can get spoiled really fast, really quick. You can get spoiled because just the amount of money you make. You make the money. It's so fast. Like I didn't know that people didn't get paid once a week. I've always been paid once a week, and actually I've had jobs where I've gotten paid twice a week welding. I've gotten a 900. I get my per diem check on Tuesday for it might be like $910. And then all the hours that I work, I get that check on Friday, you know. So Tuesday I'm getting a check for $920, and then Friday I might get a check for anywhere from, depending on how many hours I work, from, you know, it could be $2,300 to, you know, $3,800, you know, a week. So all that stuff adds up, and it just, you get used to it. You know what I'm saying? You essentially, that's what it is. You just get used to making the money, and everything else is just a joke to you. And you don't think about the pros that the other things might have, because you've been so spoiled to just making this fast money. Just, man, you just get used to it. You know, that's a big con that a lot of guys don't talk about. Another con that I would say that comes with welding is, man, it's your way of life. When you are on the road, and again, this is for guys that are on the road. When you are on the road welding, there's nobody to really be concerned with but yourself. Now, I'm speaking from if you are single, right? But if you're on the road welding, it's just you. You know, you're concentrating on you. You're getting your goals done, and you have every right to do that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, you know, having a family, man, you might as well forget about it. You gotta be, let me rephrase, you have to have a hell of a wife to be able to, you know, have a lady put up with you being gone for 3 and 6 months at a time to be on the road and take last minute calls. Man, like, you can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're a good welder, you know, you're working long hours, and not to mention most guys, you know, me, I like working night shift. I don't like working days, but most guys like working, they like working day shifts. So you know, you miss everything. If you're working days, you're either gonna start at 6 or 7 o'clock, and you're probably working tens. You know what I'm saying? So if you're starting at 6, you're getting off at 4:30. You're starting at 7, you're getting off at 5:30. And that's if you're not working 12s, man. That's if you're not commuting. If you are out of town, all this stuff adds up, man. Somebody said, "Let's go night shift." Rah! That's right, man. I'm a night owl, dude. You will never, well, except now I got a 9 to 5, but in the field, you never catch me working days, man. Listen, I got to get my differential, and by the time I get off of work at 5:30 a.m., I just got to go back to the room, shower, go to Walmart, go to Cracker Barrel, go to Walmart, eat my breakfast, get my lunch for the day. There ain't no lines. I can go pay my bills. Nobody's in line at the bank. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Night shift. Oh, what's up, Jimmy Jam? Night shift has always been the way to go for me on the road, even at home too. But the cons, again, that's what we're talking about, guys. All the cons. You have no life. If you have a family, you know, you got a wife and kids and everything, and you're trying to work in the welding field, man, I mean, dude, you're gonna miss everything. You are gonna miss everything. You know, you've got to have a family that you have to take care of, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna be there for you guys, right? That costs money. Everything. It's just a big circle, right? It's just a big ass circle. Everything costs something, right? So it's like, okay, well, you want to take the family to Disneyland. Well, you can't miss work at Saturday, right? Saturday's time and a half. You can't miss work at Sunday. Sunday's double time. So what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? The difference between not working Saturday and Sunday in the welding field, you're talking about a $1,200 difference. Easy. I mean, I don't sound like it, but I'm telling you, you got to think. If your base rate is $42 an hour, and you're working Saturday, that's all time and a half. And let's not to say if you're working 12s, again, that's $800 easily, just in that one day. Then you add Sunday to it, you know, working, oh dang, I got my, sorry y'all, I got my phone. I usually try to keep my phone on silent. But if you guys are working, you know, double time on Sunday at $42 an hour, that's $84 an hour, man. That's $1,000 right there. So between your Sunday and Saturday, like I said, that's $1,200 easily. Just gone out the window. But again, what's the price of that? The price of that is you missing out on little Jimmy's soccer game, or You might have had a dinner reservation with the wife. And again, the welding field is last minute. You might not have worked for a week. Let's say 3. Let's be tough with it, right? Let's say you wanted to stay home, and you got the money and everything, right? And you've been wanting to stay home and spend time with the family. So you stayed home with the family for let's say 4 weeks, right? You get that call from the hall, says, hey, I need you I need you last week. You know, the hall is gonna call you and say, hey, I got an emergency welding job. I need you downtown as soon as you can, right? They got a leak repair, and jobs like that, they don't even tell you the hours because it's till you get it done. Now, you ain't worked in 4 weeks, and what do you think is tomorrow? What do you think is tomorrow? Jimmy's baseball game. That's how it works. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? You haven't worked in 4 weeks. Are you gonna miss the the soccer game? And you guys just talked about with the family that you wanted to take them to Disneyland, right? You wanted to take them to Disneyland. That's shit, $3,500 easily for 3 people. That 1 weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that could pay for your vacation right there. What do? You know what I'm saying? That Jimmy doesn't understand. He just knows that dad works all the time. And then he's just going to see that the other dads are at the game and you're not there. So how do you juggle that? This is a major con. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I've been through 2 marriages, and they are, time. It's just time. It's like, hey, I couldn't be here. I couldn't be there. For the most part, your significant other, they're not going to see it like that, right? Your wife, they just know that you're not there. You might live in a nice neighborhood. They might drive a nice car, and then they get used to that. They just get used to that. Like, oh, why are you not here? I want to spend time with you. Like, you do know that you drive a $50,000 car, right? And $50,000 ain't. Again, guys, now you can get a Honda Civic for $50,000, but I'm talking back in 2008, right? The car, that's a whole nother thing, man. I can't believe these prices are astronomical, but we got a comment. Yeah, it's tough working out of town, dude. It sucks, man, and a lot of people don't know that. I got a whiff of that with this 9-to-5 job that I have now, right? And so now I'm at the school events, I'm on the PTA and everything, and I would just look around and I would look at the kids' fathers and stuff, and I'm like, where do these guys work? And they work regular jobs, like they might be a manager at a Chick-fil-A or something, or they work for your smaller companies that are around town that don't, they're not traveling basically. And some of these guys, they might make, decent money, but, they're not bringing in, no $4,000 and $7,000 a week being home. That's just not how it works, man. Right? It takes a special woman, but a good woman will get on board with it. You come home and stay for 3+ weeks. She's like, okay, isn't it time for you to go back to work? It's crazy. My first wife was kind of like that, not really like that, but it's really, and this is a crazy thing about it, it's really only a problem when you have kids. And my first wife, we didn't have kids for the first, I think 5 or 6 years of our marriage, we didn't have kids. So, she would just come on the road with me, and it was awesome. I just call her and say, hey, we're going to go over here. We're going to go there, just absolutely no responsibilities, which it was extremely fun. Right. But, it's like, not how long that can last, but, you want to start a family. Right. And so now it's like, you don't want to drag the baby everywhere. And then there's a point in time where, the baby's gotta, the kid's gotta be old enough for school, right? So it's like, okay, how do you juggle this? And I gotta make sure my kid's in school. And then there's gonna come to that age where you literally kiss the wife goodnight, talk to her later, tuck the kids in, and then now you're going somewhere, 700 miles away on a good day, right? Or, like me, um, I had it a little bit worse because I lived in California. So at the time I was living in California, there wasn't a whole lot of union work at the time. So there was no work in between California and the Mississippi River. So I would literally, every time I went to work, I was driving 1,400 miles minimum. You know what I'm saying? And that's if I wanted to make some decent money. But if I want to make good money, I had to either go to Chicago or go all the way to Jersey or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So Jersey, from LA, what, I don't know, off the top of my head, 2,600 miles, right? But, these are things that these are things that you got to think about, man. And I don't know if anybody in here is, just starting out in the welding field, but this is a big con. These are things that other channels, they might not tell you about, but here I'm going to tell you about all the good stuff, all the bad stuff. And this this episode right here, we're talking about all the cons. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments some of the cons you could think of. Let's see. You got yours are all teenagers, and the iPhone FaceTime has been our go-to. Yeah, it's not the same as being there for sure. But the life we have chosen. Absolutely, man. It is, and you know what? It is, and part of, like I said, everything is a give and a take. The kids, I think the kids are the ones that really don't understand, right? Because, like my kid at the time was probably 3 or 4. He has no idea that he lives in a nice neighborhood. He has no idea that, he gets taken to school every day in a big American SUV, right? He has no idea. He just knows that that's his car, and he gets into it. He has no idea what it takes to pay for it, what it takes to maintain it, nothing. And then, you got a, stay-at-home wife. And I'm not saying that the wives really don't know, but they're not really thinking about that, right? They just kind of like, oh, this is my car, and yeah, we have a nice house, but you got to maintain that. You got to keep it. And how do you keep that? Got to go to work, right? So, man, that is just a huge con, is the family dynamic. That's a big con. One of the other cons that I definitely know is just the inconsistency of the work. You have to try to, you can't plan. There is absolutely no way of plan. You can't plan nothing. Forget it. Like, my mother used to get on my last nerves all the time. She would say, hey, Southwest is having a deal. Hey, I saw this plane ticket. I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea where I'm going to be working at. I cannot buy a plane ticket. When you are on the road, you can't take advantage of nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. You just can't. You lose all the time. You lose on everything. You know what I'm saying? You could literally, there's been times where I've flown across the country. You know what I'm saying? I've flown across the country, gotten rental cars, expected to be there for 7 weeks. You get 2.5. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I just looked, and it's super annoying when that thing isn't spinning, man. It's supposed to be spinning. But there's been times where I get 2.5 weeks. I'm supposed to got 8 weeks out of it. But, what are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? There's thousands of people that work like that. And then there's times where I go somewhere expecting to get 4 days, and I get 4 months. And it's like, in that 4 months, every day is like, okay, did I pay the rent? Did I pay the car note? Did I pay the credit card bill? Did I pay the hotel room? You know what I'm saying? How much longer am I going to be at this job site? Is there going to be another job site in this jurisdiction? Oh, I just heard there's a job starting in Missouri. Oh, there's a job starting in Florida. Well, the job in California is supposed to start up. It pays more. Well, the job in New Jersey is going to take a well test. The job in Canada doesn't need a well test. These are your mind is running 138 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour zone all day. All that stuff I named is not including the job. You know what I'm saying? Not including, is your job stressful, which that is a pro. I will tell you guys that right now. The biggest pro to this field is the actual physical work. These guys, man, working in the field, you will just meet the most common sense, lovely ladies and gentlemen and ladies you will ever meet. That is one thing I will applaud the field on, is just a bunch of beautiful people, man. I mean, in the past 17 years, I probably came across maybe 4 assholes, man, or maybe me. Maybe I'm just blessed. I don't know. But majority of the guys that I've worked with they've been gentlemen, very good, very understanding. Even the foremans and the general foremans, they understand the family dynamic. They have no problem with saying like, hey, man, listen, I gotta go. I got problems at home. My kid's sick or whatever. No problems. I remember I had an issue where, ex-wife of mine, it was just ugly. And I literally left my job site straight. Like, I didn't wait to clock out, nothing. I told him, I said, I gotta go. And I literally caught a last minute flight home, which again, I lost on a last minute flight. You guys know how much last minute flights are, right? This is hard. This is a very, very difficult life to get involved in. Again, there's lots of pros. I am just telling you the cons this time. You have to try to balance what it is that you're willing to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to put up with, again, another con, you're working outside. I have worked outside my entire adult life. It baffles me that people have no idea how things get built. They're just like, oh, can't you just go in the AC? I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious right now? You do know I work outside. If it's 98 degrees outside, guess who's 98 degrees? On a good day. You know what I'm saying? If it's 98 degrees outside, it's probably 105 where I'm working. And let's not be working next to something that's warm, a running unit. Or if I'm working somewhere where I've got to weld some hot taps or I'm baking a pipe, man, dude, it might be 120 in my work area. Hence why I always chose to work night shift all the time. But, man, I don't know why y'all be so, what's the word I'm looking for, man? Y'all won't join in on the calls. I don't know what y'all afraid of, man. I be wanting y'all to hit the link and ask me a question, but listen, you ain't gotta get on and show your face. You don't gotta show your face. Sorry, I know I be going back and forth, y'all. I haven't figured out how to adjust my camera to my computer, guys. You know what? I probably could move it a little bit. Oh man, I hope I don't screw anything up. I could probably move it a little bit better for you guys. Hopefully that's better. But yeah, man, the pros are good. There are definitely some good pros, right? But again, the cons. I'm trying to think of some other cons. Oh man, oh my God, your health. Big con, dude. Your health is it's hard to get healthy food on the road because let me rephrase that. It's not necessarily hard to get healthy food on the road. You're just so damn tired all the time. That's the issue. You got to think, if you're working 12s, you're not in the house and out the house within 12 hours. You are physically at the job site for 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? If your start time is at 6 o'clock, you're probably leaving the house or the hotel at 4:30 at the least. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these places be in the boondocks. So you might have to drive an hour. You know what I'm saying? Or you might have to drive 45 minutes, The hotel that's 15 minutes away from the job site is going to be charging $560 a week. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend all your per diem on lodging, just in 1 month. you could spend 2,000, you could spend $2,500 on a hotel in a month, easy. Like that's easy. You could do that without even thinking about it. Um, so you got to get a little further out to get if you want to find that $400 a week hotel. And of course, the lower you go, the lower the quality is. You know what I'm saying? Um, Man, I used to stay in some crappy places when I was 18 and 20. I just did not care, but the older I got, I gotta stay somewhere nice. But man, that's definitely a con for sure. That's what I was getting at, is trying to be healthy. You're just tired all the time. You leave the room at 4:30 and you get off at, you're getting off at 6:30 because you're working 12. So you want to get to work on time. You start at 6. Your start time is from 6 to 6. So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? And then when you get off of work at 6, this is why I like working nights. What do? Bang. You bang to Walmart, go get your lunch for the next day. And if you want to stay in shape, you might go to the gym for, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour. You got to be, man, this is probably why I am the way I am now, is that I'm so efficient. You have to be efficient with it, or you're just going to lose. You're going to lose every time if you're not efficient. You got to, you know exactly what aisle you're going to walk down. And I hate using Walmart, but Walmart's the only place that's ever not 24/7, but it's in everywhere, Me, I like going to your neighborhood grocery store. They're a lot nicer. And I like getting my fruits from grocery stores, not Wally World. But you hit the grocery store at 6:45. You getting off at 6. It's gonna take you 45 minutes to get back in town. You hit the grocery store. You stay in the grocery store for 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Then you might go to the gym, work out for 45 minutes, and then maybe you go eat breakfast, take a shower. By the time you done did all that, it's 9:30. Easy. It's easily 9:30 in the morning. But this is why I like working night shift, because I sleep better. So by the time you done did all that, you done took your shower, everything. And look, in between that, while you running your errands, you trying to talk to the wife, talk to the missus, talk to the side piece. I don't know. But you're trying to do all this and stay engaged, And you ain't even really engaged. You're just trying to get your stuff done so you don't forget about it. And then you get to the room at 9:30, you knock out, right? And again, it's daytime. You might get a call at 12:30 p.m. Somebody calls you at 11:30 a.m. You're getting that prime sleep between 12:30 and 1 p.m., right? And then if you get 6 hours from let's say 9:30 to 3:30, you leave the house at 4:30, so you got about a cool little hour to kind of chill and everything. But again, guys, I said all that to say it's very tough to stay in shape and to be as healthy as you can when you're working on the road, man. That's a con for sure. Another con that I can think of being on the road is being on the road, man. You don't know nothing about nothing. You literally, I don't care how organized you are or what you think, unless you work in the nuclear industry, it is just, you can't plan nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you countless times where I have been called for a job, literally driving en route, 500 miles away, and got a call from the dispatch. Hey, they canceled that job. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like, I've been in my car for 8 hours driving on the road. Job's canceled. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. You got to call another dispatcher and find out where some more work is, and now that job's 600 miles away. So that is you can't plan nothing. All you can do is estimate, right? You get on a job, and over your times and your years of experience, you can see a job and say, you know what? I think I'm probably gonna be here for another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you got to manage that, and then manage paying for your hotel room. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to pay another $500 a week for the room because I know that I'm not going to be here another week. So now what do? You pay by the day. So now you pay by the day, you get to day 6, and you're like, dude, I could have been paying for a week. Now you done lost, $200 because you've been paying by the night. it's countless times I can just go over and over and over on how much things get interrupted. What you got? Meal prep. Yeah, you can meal prep to a certain extent. Again, it's you're in a hotel, right? It's you can meal prep as best as you can in a hotel. And then again, if you're on your own dollar, if you're paying for a hotel on your own dollar, you're not necessarily in the best hotel possible, which usually you don't have a kitchenette, right? When I was traveling with the specialty company, I was always in the nice hotels. I always had a kitchenette. So, I could half-ass do a little meal prepping, make my little sandwiches and everything. And I could, somewhat get away with it. But when I was paying for the rooms on my own, where I'm having to pay out of my pocket, $450 a week, $520 a week, I necessarily didn't get a kitchenette. What else? Da-da-da. Oh man, this is I got a real sucky con. Another one, let me say this con and I'll get to your question. Another con that sucks is when you're in this industry, when you're in this industry and you're trying to find somewhere to stay, it is so hard to find temporary housing. I mean, because people think you're a killer. They think you're a weirdo. They're like, why did you call me so fast? Why do you want to get into this rental property that I have today or tomorrow? Because I don't want to pay every week for a hotel. Like, I need this house right now. You know what I'm saying? Here, now I'll give you guys a cool little tip. Before Airbnb, what it was, and even Airbnb, what a lot of guys do in the field is they'll call the Airbnb and they'll message them. And they'll say, hey, I'm in town at the refinery. I know you got this Airbnb for a night, but man, me and my partners, we just need the Airbnb for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of get to work a little loophole where you can, go under the table and just pay cash. There's been so many times where I've called people and I see the post and I'm like, hey, I see you got a room. I want to look at it tomorrow. And they're like, well, you could come look at it Saturday. I'm like, dude, it's Monday. Like, between Monday and Saturday, I'm going to pay $700 a week for this room where I could have just gave you $1,000 to carry me for the whole month. You know what I'm saying? That is so difficult. And then if you're on a new construction job, nobody wants to sign a lease for an apartment because you never know. Like, there's been plenty of times where people sign lease on apartments and then what? They get laid off the job. That has nothing to do with them. And then the apartment gives them a hard time. Like, well, we ain't got nothing to do with that. You signed a lease. And I'm like, dude, I'm just here for a construction job. I don't live here. My residence is somewhere else. They don't understand that. Let's see. Hey, I'm new to the welding industry. What's up? And I just wanted to ask about shutdowns. I heard it gets slow in the winter months. You got any insight on that? Yeah, absolutely. The shutdowns is, let me read your industry. Welding industry. Okay. The shutdowns, you have 3 types of shutdowns that I would like to call it, at least that I know about. You have 3 different types of industries when it comes to shutdowns, all right? So your most what's the word? Your most reliable and we'll do the least reliable first, all right? So we're going to do the oil refineries. Yes, your oil refineries shut down. But they're not really manageable, but you can't really guess on them. Most of the oil refineries do shut down in the fall and the springtime, most of the time. But there's a lot of times where you go in the summertime and the refineries shut down. So basically a shutdown is a point in time where a power plant, an oil refinery, or a nuclear plant, they turn the key off. I'm going to give you the layman's term. They basically shut the juice down. They're not making any power. And we go in there and we do our thing and we fix it. Most of the times we're working 6 days, 7 days, sometimes 8 days a week. Of course, I'm being funny, right? But you get it. Shutdowns, yes, you're going to make a lot of money really fast. because you're gonna work a lot of hours. Most of your shutdowns, you're gonna work a minimum of 60 hours a week. There's been times where I've only worked 60 hours a week, and then there's been times where I've worked 70, whatever 13 and a half a day is. I don't know, 13 and a half hours a day, 6 days a week. I'm not gonna good at math. I think it's 74 hours or something. I don't know. And then there's been times where I've worked 7/12s. That's 7 days, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I've done that for 2.5 months before. Kind of hard to find those jobs now because everything's fatigue and stuff like that. But the most reliable shutdowns that are out there, what I would recommend to you for 2 reasons. The nuclear industry. Check out my video, and I sound like every other YouTuber. Check out my video, but I'm being real. It's for you. Check out my video on the nuclear industry where I talk about the oh, I ain't had no water, man. Where I talk about everything in the nuclear field. The nuclear industry is a way to go. You can track your shutdowns. There's a website that you go on where they literally show all the nuclear plants. They show all the nuclear plants when they're going down and for how many days. So they'll show like, hey, this nuclear plant is going to shut down for 60 days. Or, hey, Watts Bar is going to be down for 90 days. That's going to be a moneymaker. Or, hey, I want to go to Washington because they're going to shut down. It's only going to be for 30 days, but they got good unemployment. You know what I'm saying? So I would highly recommend getting your red badge in the nuclear industry. And I'm not going to go into what that is, but check out the video on the nuclear field. But what site it? You can go to it's road, like there's a bunch of them. You could literally it's not even what you think, bro. You could literally just Google you can Google USA nuclear outage schedule. Just like that. Like you can literally Google, that's what you do. Google nuclear outage schedule. It'll come right up. Rotex too. That's another one too. You can go to rotex.com. That's a website, but your best website is going to be to go to is just Google nuclear outage work, man. If you Google nuclear outage work, you can see all of the outages in real time. And the good thing is that they go out almost 2 years. And so you can plan where it is that you want to work at. You know what I'm saying? Now your next type of shutdowns is going to be more like your coal fire, natural gas plants. Most of those, for the most part, are going to be in the spring and the fall. Why? Because, most Americans, you're in the springtime and the fall, it's just a money thing. You know what I'm saying? The power companies aren't making as much money because why? In the fall, people aren't running the heater like that. It's a neutral weather. And why in the spring? They're not running the air conditioner like that. It's neutral. In the spring, in the heat, dead summertime, and in the winter, what's everybody doing? Everybody's at home turning up the AC, turning up the heater, running up the juice. The power plants don't want to shut down. So that's why they're always in the spring and the fall. Look at Malcolm. He said he's a nuke baby. That's right. He said, I love OT. You better get it while you can. Hey, you know what? I don't know if you look at the comment that he made. Mr. Johnson says, you better get it while you can. That's another con. That's another con to the family dynamic is that you want to spend time with your family, but you don't know how long you're going to work 7/12s. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know how long it's going to be there. And it's just a big never-ending cycle, right? It's like, dang, you know what? I got to work Sunday. I have to work Sunday because they're paying double time. Or if you're in a nuke and you got a premium day, right? And you're just like, dude, I just want to take the day off and go see my wife. Well, you got to make that choice. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you this, no one's ever going to be mad at you for picking your family. That is one thing I will say about this industry that's a big pro. is that people in this industry will never ever be mad at you for picking your family over work. Straight up, every time. What do you got? The main thing is to get in there and make a name for yourself where they call you and you don't have to call them. That is very, very important, man. Thank you, Malcolm. I appreciate the game. This industry, it seems very vast and big, but it's very niche. You know what I'm saying? You have a niche set of people that know how to do a few things, and everybody works with each other, man. There's been times where I've worked in people in California, and I went to the bathroom in Canada and walked past the guy that I worked with in California coming out the bathroom, and I'm like, "Oh, Rags, what's up? What you doing here?" "Oh, well, same thing I'm doing. What's up, bro?" You know what I'm saying? There's been times where, I'm working night shift, like I always do, and I'm working 12s, and I'm passing by the gate as somebody I worked with, 1,200 miles away in California. That's just how it is, and word gets around, especially if you're a piece of and you don't know how to work. It literally gets around. Have you ever made a video about welding gear for summer versus winter? Damn, bro. No, I haven't, but I will. I absolutely will. I definitely will, man. And I need y'all to be engaged and tell me y'all gotta listen, man. This is what I need from y'all. Just like that. I need y'all to drop comments on questions that y'all want me to answer. I got you. I'm gonna make a video just on that for sure. What winter gear versus the summer? That's an excellent one. You know what? I'll give you a should I make you wait for the video and tell you? I'll tell you what, I'll give you a few. What can I give you? I'll give you one gem. If you're working at a refinery, a lot of guys, if you work at refineries, you gotta wear a jumpsuit. It sounds crazy, but if you wear the jumpsuit with your shorts on, it'll keep you way cooler. You will be so cool than wearing jeans underneath your jumpsuit. That's insane. Nobody does that. FR is pointless. What? What do you mean FR is pointless? You got to come back at me, FR, man. FR is not. No, that's wrong, bro. FR, please. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Tell me what initials you mean. What is FR? All right. I'm thinking fire retardant, because fire retardant clothes are a big deal and they do work. Remember, a suck ass makes 60,000 more than a non-suck ass. I ain't got no comment on that, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you want to make 30,000 more, use one hand. If you want to make 60,000 more, use two hands. Oh, man. Hey, it's just a little bit of showmanship for y'all, man. I would advise not to be a suck ass. I'm okay with making 59,000 more a year, but I can't go over the top. You know what I'm saying? But the nuclear field is one of the best industries to get in. I promise you that. But I need to know what you're talking about with FR being pointless, man. But I am going to make a video about working in the wintertime versus summer. I can tell you this: whatever you do, you got to make sure that you have a good pair of boots. What are some specialty metals in high demand? Now I need somebody in the comments to correct me if I'm wrong, but there are no specialty metals that are in high demand. The only thing I can tell you that's in demand is your your basic metals, dude. Carbon, stainless, and Inconel. I will say, I don't know if you watched my last video about TIG welding, but I talk a little bit about titanium alloys, but that's a totally different industry versus what I talk about on this channel versus oil and gas. Your titanium is more helicopters and planes, aerospace. Your titanium is all that stuff is aerospace, man. So that's a little bit different. and it's all in demand. Um, but I guess, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, if I had to choose, I would say stainless. I guess stainless is never going out of style, but carbon isn't either. Um, and then if you know how to weld Inconel and then all that stuff, I mean, you can. Yeah, you can't really say that one is in more demand than the other. I guess. Um, as in, you get cotton shirts cheaper versus buying expensive FR. All right. So you are what I was talking about. Um, so I got a couple things. I know it might sound funny, but yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. The guys that wear FR on the job, it's kind of like they showing off, man. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. They showing off, man. They're letting you know that I got it. I got big money. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying $90 shirts. They got the same thing you got in high school. You got in the welding field, man. I've seen guys do hat battles where they literally had a different ball cap every day of the outage. You know what I'm saying? A ball cap is, $50 to $60. But one, yes, the FR is stylish. You can get some badass looking clothes with the FR. You can look fly and everything. So that's a status. But on the safety side, your FRs really work. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those videos where you see the flash. They work, man. I'm telling you. You don't want to be on a serious note. I want you to listen to me, man. That FR makes a difference. And if you are ever in an emergency where you're in a situation that has an explosion, you will wish that you had FR, man. Your FR is not flame retardant, right? I mean, it's not like you can hold a flame and a fire and just burn yourself and it not catch on fire. No. Your FR is for flash. And that's when you're going to wish that, damn, like it. Yeah, man. I've seen it. I've seen a guy, I was on a job site where he got hauled out on a stretcher and he had on, he had some polypropylene. Polypropylene is like this crazy material that we wear in the summertime. And it's not fire retardant and it stuck to his body, man. And I saw them haul him out on a stretcher, man. It was sad. I hate working in a shop. Yeah, me too. I am trying to get all the way into the welding field, traveling and the lifestyle, or should I say welding style? Yeah, man, it's a lifestyle. The shop guys are, they're good guys, man, but you're just gonna learn. You're gonna get 10 more times experience in the field than in the shop every day. Would you prefer FR or just starch? FR for sure, man. Again, it's the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to sit there and starch, or if I want to go buy it. By the time I did that, I could have just bought the FR. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're welding, again, when you're on these jobs out of town, your time is I mean, dude, everything. You will pay for everything. The best catches that you can get on being out of town. Y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. If you got a good hotel or a good room where you can literally use one per diem check to pay for the whole month, that's a win. If you find a good laundry lady, you know what I'm saying, or a good place to take your clothes to the wash and fold, man, you listen. You want to talk about word spreading fast on a job site? Find a good wash and fold. I promise. You think a check pool is going to spread around, or somebody getting fired is going to spread fast on a job site? A good hotel that's clean with good price and a wash and fold. I promise you. Those two will get around faster than any good bar. All right? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, man. But your time is everything. When you are working on the road, time. You just need it, man. Hey, I don't know if y'all, I don't know why y'all so shy, man, but hey, I posted the link in the chat if y'all wanted to ask me a question, or if you wanted to join me, ask me sorry guys, I hate when this thing ain't spinning. It spins slow. Or if there's something that y'all want to ask me, whatever, ask me in the link of the chat. And if not, that's cool. You guys just sit and hear me talk for an hour. That's okay. I just hoping I'm answering some of y'all questions. And y'all, again, remember, check out my last video that I had on the TIG welding. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really try to debate with you guys to see. I want to get different perspectives. You know, I don't know everything. I am just telling you most of my experience and things that I've learned over the years in the welding field. You know, so I'm here to give you guys, you know, the best idea, interpretation of what it is to you. I want you guys to make the best decision possible. You know, again, I gave you guys a lot of the pros. I mean, a lot of cons, sorry. I tried to give you guys as many cons as possible. So y'all can, you know, make you guys a decision based on that. But anyways, it's late over here, 7 o'clock. I got a lot of work to do. I appreciate all you guys for sticking with me. I got more to come. Remember, guys, we make the world go round. Nothing gets done without you guys, us, me, you, blue collars. We're here to stay, and this is where it's at, man. You don't have to graduate high school thinking that you're a failure and that you absolutely have to go to college. You don't. A lot of brothers and sisters are out here, did not go to college, are smarter than a lot of these people in these schools. Why? They're building the schools. They're leveling the schools. All of this stuff. So do not think that just because you didn't go to college that you're not going to be somebody. I'm telling you. A lot of general foremans and superintendents that I meet on all these job sites are not educated, right? You know what? I'm gonna do a whole video on that, guys. I could really talk so much about that. I love my field. I love the industry. I love you guys. I love talking about my field. I love explaining it to the kids. If y'all look down, I had a video where I did career day at my kids' elementary school, all of that stuff. So listen. I love the field. I love encouraging you guys. I love when you guys ask me questions. Somebody's got to do the work. You know, the field is, it's here, but hey, I'll be political about it. Y'all get mad about these people taking y'all jobs and taking our jobs, but who's going to promote the jobs? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't get mad at the foreign workers for being on these construction sites, bringing the wage down. That's a whole nother video about that. I can get in. You know what? I'm gonna slow down. All right. So that's a whole nother thing that I could talk to. What's your opinion on the plumbers and pipe fitters union? My opinion on them is that it's union. You know what I'm saying? The plumbers and pipe fitters are one of the. If you look in my video of one of the best unions to get into, the UA Association is very outstanding. The union pipe fitters and plumbers are very, very sharp guys, man. That is an excellent union to get into. Most places that they go, even in the South, they have very good wages. They have some of the highest wages on the site between the trades. You know, between the trades is usually, just like in the video, if you look down and scroll through what are the best unions to get into, I talk about the Boilermakers, the UA, the electricians, the iron workers, and the longshoremen. But the UA is definitely a good idea, man. Folks scared to make a real living, man. Hey, they is, bro. They don't want to do it, man. Oh man, I got. You gonna get me worked up, man, talking about that. But yeah, man. The UA pipe fitters union is the way to go. It's definitely a good union. Very smart guys. You're gonna learn a lot. Yeah, nothing bad to say about them. So guys, if y'all don't have no more questions, I appreciate y'all. I gotta go. I got 1,000 other jobs. Got 1,000 other jobs that I do, but I hope you guys learned something. Check out my video. Share the video. Don't share the video. Leave a bad comment. I don't care. I just want everything to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? I don't beg you guys to do anything. I just want to give y'all the game. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys being tuned in with Dave. It's a 6 to 6. And like I say all the time, make it home. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.